to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. If you are new, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. And if you're not new, welcome back. I really appreciate all your support. Today is my weekly WIP Chat where I am going to be working on a diamond painting or a WIP, which is work in progress. And I am going to be working on Haunted. I just started this last week and really only did a couple of sections with you guys actually, and I have not really gotten back to it. So I'm hoping that I can get some of this done over the next few days. I know I'm not going to finish this by the end of October, and that's okay. It will just be added to another one of my WIPs. So if you would like to work on something, go and grab it. And if not, you can simply listen and treat this like you would a podcast. So let me turn everything around and get settled, and we will get started. Okay, you guys, I think I'm ready. I am working on this section here. It is the opposite side of what I was working on last week with you guys. Hopefully you will see more progress within the next week or so on this one, especially considering it is a Halloween canvas. It doesn't really scream Halloween, but you know, it is a witch. It's called Haunted, so I would say yes, that's Halloween. But hopefully I'll still want to continue working on it. I know I won't get this finished in October. Hopefully I will want to go ahead and continue working on this one in November so I can at least get this one finished. And Molly has decided she never ever eats during the day. She has decided that now that I am working on a video, that she is going to eat a little bit. That's a bad drill. That she's going to eat a little bit, and she's crunching on her food. And she is underweight. I just can't. I don't have the heart to go over and take it away from her. So hopefully it will not bother you guys. She'll only eat a couple of little morsels and then she'll stop. I'm glad that she is eating. She's doing so much better now that she is on medication. She's still really underweight, but she does have an appointment in November in a couple of weeks to make sure that she's doing better. I really hope that she is. If not, then they're probably going to want to run some lab work on her to make sure everything is okay. I have a feeling she has a thyroid issue, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see when we get to that. How is everybody doing today? Let me know in the comments. What are you guys working on? Are you excited that we are about to go into November? And November always screams Black Friday deals. Especially if you've been around a while, you will know how crazy that it can get, especially with Diamond Art Club on new releases. The last couple of years they released 100 diamond paintings, and on some of them you had to stay up until midnight because, or it was midnight for us, Eastern time, because they sure did not have their Black Friday sales earlier. It was around midnight my time, and I don't stay up that late, not for diamond painting. I don't need it. I think last year I may have bought 2 diamond paintings, and that was about it. So we'll see what I end up doing. I don't know. I'm going to try not to buy anything until Black Friday, and then I may not even buy then. We'll see. I am saving. I do have a lot of points that I need to use at Dreamer Designs, but my points are still good until the end of September. And so I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'm really not wanting to buy anything. There's nothing that I really want. Diamond Art Club is coming out with 2 new mysteries today, and that is on Monday for me. I'm not going to entertain the idea of buying more. I have plenty of mysteries. I have plenty of diamond paintings, but I have plenty of mysteries. I need to work on what I have and not just keep on buying. So I am curious to see if anybody I know is going to buy those and just see what they are. We had a pretty laid back week this past week. And if you have not seen it, I did post my WIP and Chat last week late. I posted on Thursday rather than Tuesday, and I have thought about changing my WIP and Chats to a Thursday, but I've been doing Tuesdays for so long that today I started getting ready for my WIP and Chat, and I thought, am I going to do WIP and Chat, or am I going to do the other video that I have planned for this week? And decided, no, I want to go ahead and do my WIP and Chat and try to get back on track. I'm going to try to stay with Tuesdays and see how it goes. And if I need to, I can always change. I'm not sure that Thursday is going to be the best day. And if any of you keep up with my WIP and Chats, and some of you have been listening for a really long time, and I really do appreciate that, and you are used to me having my WIP and Chats on Tuesdays, so we'll see. But if I need to change, I'm sure that you guys will be fine with it. But we just really didn't have much going on. We're just really busy with things around the house, and now that we have the deck, now that the deck is actually has a top on it, my husband is going to be doing the screening in on the deck. I don't think he's going to worry about having that finished until March or so when we can get it out there again. But he went and bought quite a few things. He's going to start on a really large project come November, I believe, and maybe even towards the end of October next week. But he's been buying some things for that he needs, and just getting ready to start on that, and getting ready for the cold weather is already coming in. We were not at this location last year. We were in the same area, but we do not know how cold that it's going to be where we are now. We do not know how this house is going to be. My husband has a feeling that this house is going to be super cold because our downstairs, which is half of a basement, and where my craft room is, it's not insulated very well, and it is right off of our garage. The garage pretty much isn't insulated. It is some, but not to the extent that it really should be. And then also our garage doors need to be replaced. There is a huge gap between, we have two garage doors, and there's a huge gap between both of the doors, and there's an opening where air is just, seeping in. Has not been bad in the summer, but it's in the winter, we're afraid it's going to be freezing. So my husband's going to do something about that just so we can make do until the spring. And in the spring, he wants to have someone come in and pro foam our garage and possibly downstairs in my craft area to make it better. And our room is right above the garage, so I am afraid we are going to be really cold. And last night was kind of an indicator. On Sunday, it was freezing. It only got up to the mid-60s, which was fine. I love the fall, so I was good with that. But all of a sudden, we had some high winds, and the winds brought lower temps, and it was freezing. We actually had dinner outside. I could barely do it because it was so cold. And then we stayed outside after dinner, and the wind just kept getting stronger and stronger. I ended up going in, and I had a sweatshirt on and sweatpants. I ended up going in and getting my electric blanket. I have a lap blanket. Went in, got my electric blanket, plugged it up, and so I was able to stay outside. But I had to have a hat on because of the wind, and so I hope that is not really bad signs to come on the weather, because normally it is not like this in October, but we are in the mountains, so we could even get a little bit of snow, I guess. I mean, we're right outside of the mountains, but we can see the mountains from our house. So I don't know, we'll see what it's going to be like, if it's going to be super cold. But I did buy an electric blanket for our bed, and I did get a king blanket with dual controls. I wasn't going to, and cause my husband said he would never use an electric blanket again, and he just doesn't like them. So I thought, well, I'll just use my little blanket, my little lap blanket. That will be fine. And then last night he asked if we still had our electric blanket that fits our bed, and I told him we had gotten rid of that a long time ago because it quit working, and I just went ahead and got rid of it. So no, we do not have an electric blanket for our bed. And he told me last night that we might want to go ahead and get one, that he wanted dual controls, which he never ever wants dual controls because he never wants to use it, and he's even saying that. And when he said that, it made me really nervous, because I just knew that once he started talking about how bad he thinks the weather is going to be, and to make sure that he has an electric blanket on his side too for the controls, then that's got me a little nervous. It's like, do you know something I don't? Have you spoken to somebody around here? But this house is older. It was renovated, but they didn't renovate downstairs. And I already have a heater in my craft room. There's no way I'm going to go all winter without being down in my craft room. So we'll see. But a couple of friends of mine that I have known forever, they contacted me, and we talked for a long time this weekend. And I have two friends that are in Colorado. I went to school with them, and they said that they've already gotten some snow. And then I've got a cousin that lives in Wyoming. I have another one that lives in Montana, and they've both gotten snow, but they said that's normal for them. And this is a really dark painting, so I'm mainly working with blacks and dark browns today, but hopefully we'll see some pinks. And I was going to work on something else today with you guys. I like to do a variety, but this was next up that I needed to work on. I had just finished my Mary Mindy, I think that's what it's called, from Art and Soul. Not finished, but finished with the sections that I needed to do to post a photo for tomorrow, because it's due by tomorrow for the event that I am participating in. And I just finished that one, and I could have kept going, but I want that one to last, and I've got some feelings about that painting, so I did what I needed to do. And then it was either between this one or the next one I need to work on too is my mystery. And I don't want to work on a mystery with you guys, because that's not fair to you, the ones that don't want to see my mystery from Jaded Gem Shop. So I thought this is the next one. So I'm going to try to get, hopefully I can at least get through the first row and maybe half of the second row. And I really like this painting. I don't know why I have been not working on it. I just have others that I'm working on as part of it too. Otherwise, I would have worked on this more. And it's around, so it should go by quickly. But I have been having so much fun with the other ones. I have to force myself to stop on my Ann Stokes. And I'm surprised I'm liking that one so much. But I start working on it and it's like, oh, just one more section, one more section. And then it's like one more section becomes another row and then another section. I had to force myself to stop this weekend. I'm like, you can't keep doing this. But I guess if I get it finished, that would be a good thing. Especially have another finish for the month. But I did stop working on it yesterday. And I will not pick that one up probably until the middle of the week. I do have an all-day meeting on Thursday, and so that's going to be a very long day. It is actually going to be on campus. Even though we have a meeting, I still have things that I have to do for my class. And then I'll be exhausted because I'm not used to sitting all day. I mean, even though I teach, I still get up, I move around. I'm constantly moving around when I am in class teaching, which is kind of weird, but that's what I do. And if you would like to see the progress that I have made so far this month, check out my mid-month WIP parade, and that was posted on Saturday. I will try to remember to put the link underneath the description. I will definitely put it at the top of the eye so you can see it there. I did have 5 that I have put some work into this month. Actually 6, but the 6th one I have completed, and I didn't show that one on my WIP parade since it's no longer a WIP. I will be doing a post review on that one, and that was from Distracted by Diamonds. That one was really cute. I like how it turned out. And I need to take time to kit down that case, the container, so that I will be able to go ahead and get my paintings that I want to work on in November, get those prepped and ready to go. That's going to the event with diamond painting with Diamond Art Studio UK, and that is their purple post. They do it twice a year. I would just hold off and not do that one for November, but last year, or this past April, I was just going to hold off at the very last minute. I was not going to post on the final day, and I went ahead and I thought, well, why not? I didn't finish my diamond painting. I did like half of it maybe, and I thought, well, okay, I'll go ahead and post, and you didn't have to finish. And I posted it, and lo and behold, I never win anything, and I won 2nd place for the grand prize, and I won a gift card. So I was able to get my temperature chart that I'll be working on for next year. I was able to use that gift certificate for that one and get something else. So I was really excited about that. So now I definitely want to participate. It will be a smaller diamond painting. It's one that I've already unboxed on my channel, but I'll show you whenever I do my plans for November. I'll show you what I'm going to be working on, and I'll be interested in that too, because I don't know yet. I want to add one more, and I don't know which one I want to add. It's like, do I want to go ahead and start on Christmas? Is it too early to start on Christmas diamond paintings in November? Or should I try to find something that's more festive? I don't really have anything for Thanksgiving. I don't have anything with a turkey. I do have a couple of chickens, so I guess I could substitute turkey for chickens, but I don't know. I'm just undecided. I have several that I want to work on that's in my stash that I really need to spend some time on, that's in my WIPs that I haven't really spent very much time on in the last 3 or 4 months. So I'd like to be able to put a few drills down, maybe a couple sections on each of those. That would be very nice if I could somehow get that done. We shall see if I can do it or not. Are you guys thinking about doing any Christmas canvases in November, or do you think that's too soon? I'm starting to get really excited about next year on what I want to do diamond painting wise and the channel wise. I usually don't think this early in advance because I always will second guess myself, make changes. So I usually just wait until it gets closer, but it's just in the back of my mind of what I want to do, what diamond paintings I really want to work on next year. And I'm still working on organization. That is going very slow. I just haven't had time to really get back into it. I don't want to be halfway through a project and then I have to abandon it for a while, which may happen anyway, just because of everything going on here. Madison is definitely ready. I think she was okay up until this past week, and she's starting to get extremely uncomfortable, and she's just so swollen. Her feet look really swollen, and she says they don't hurt, but they're just super swollen, and she is having a hard time walking. So hopefully baby C will decide that it is time, that she is ready to announce her entrance into this crazy world. But her nursery is now ready. I did order for Madison and Kyle, really for the baby. I ordered a rocking chair for them that they picked out. I always let them pick out whatever they want. I'll just tell them, send me the link, and then I'll look at it, and so I got it. So they'll have the rocking chair on Wednesday, I believe. But they've been working hard in the nursery. It looks really good. There's a couple more things that Madison wants to do, but for the most part, she said everything is pretty much done. And the baby will be in the room with them for a short time anyway, so it's not like that she just has to hurry and get her room together. We did go, the three of us, Paige and Maddie and I, went and had a spa day. I went to a new place that I had heard about, had gotten really good ratings, and I have not gotten my nails done really since even Madison's wedding. I hadn't gotten my nails done because I did them myself, and I did Paige's for her because now I've gotten to where I've gotten this new system that I really like for my nails, and I've just been doing it. I've been putting it off because I've been going through and unboxing so much stuff and just haven't really done it because I didn't want to mess up my nails. And so I decided, let's just have a girls' spa day before the baby arrives. And we went to this place, and I wasn't going to get a manicure, and then decided, okay, I'll go ahead and get one just because I'm here. I'm just enjoy it, and then I'll do my manicure the next time. And so I did. And then Madison and I got, I don't remember what it was called, but it was one of their longer pedicures, and it was actually one of the best pedicures I have ever had. And Madison said that she really enjoyed it too. But we were both getting a little nervous because we were talking and they were doing our nails. We had one lady doing our manis, we had another lady doing the pedis. Paige just got just your basic pedicure. That's all she wanted. And I'm actually glad, because Paige would not have liked what we had. It probably would have scared her too, although it was really nice. But they brought out this tray that had a bunch of stuff on it. And then they they got to one point and they had a candle. And I'm like, what is, it's like a little tea candle. And I'm like, what is that for? That's just kind of strange. Well, then they blew this tea candle out, and I think it was just wax. I mean, it was candle wax. It was a special kind of wax because it smelled really good. And then they put oil on our legs, and then they got this candle wax, and then they put the candle wax on our legs, and then used one of those hot stones, which it wasn't hot, but they used that, and then they ran the stone on our legs, and it felt amazing. It wasn't hot at all. And they did that for like 20 minutes, and then we got a 20-minute leg massage. So we were both about ready to pass out when we were done there. And so it was good for Madison. She needed that before the baby, because no telling when she'll be able to go back and enjoy herself for a while anyway. And then Paige was happy too. So I love the color of my nails. It looks very fallish. And you can see them here. Aren't they pretty? And I have my toes match. But I always love getting pampered, and I just don't do it enough because I always feel guilty. It wasn't cheap, I'll say that much, but it was definitely worth it. It's not something that I would do like on a weekly basis or anything like that, not even on a monthly basis for the pedicure, because it was quite a bit more than what I normally spend in pedicures, and especially when I have 3 of them. But I am not complaining. It was worth it. We had a good time. We went to lunch, and then from there we went had our manicure and pedicures. And it was a really nice place. I hadn't even been in there, and I told Madison, I said, we can try this. I cannot guarantee what it's going to be like, if we're even going to like it, but we can go there or we can go somewhere else if you've heard of anything, because this is a new area for all of us. And she said no, that she didn't know either, and she said if they've gotten good ratings, and we'll go there. So we will definitely go back. And then once this polish wears off, I will take this off and I will do my own gel. And it's so easy, but I am not the greatest with filing my nails, so I thought if I could just get them to file my nails, that's half my battle. And my nails were looking rough, so I was very pleased. And it was a very clean place. I'm really funny about going and getting my nails done. You just don't ever know. I've heard so many horror stories. We've never had any problems, but I've always heard some horror stories about different things. And, especially cleanliness, that kind of thing. And so I was kind of nervous about that, but it looked very clean, and I had really done some research on this place, and I'm glad that we went. And I came home, and Paige went out with her dad and Madison. They went and had dinner last night. They went to visit their grandmother, who they don't really know that well, but she's not doing very well at all. And they've never really been around her because they were the type of grandparents that didn't want to have much to do with grandchildren. And so my kids really don't even know her, but they went to visit because their dad wanted them to go, and then they went out and had dinner. Unfortunately, Kyle had to work. He works on Sunday nights. He works every night, but he's off on Friday and Saturdays, has to work on Sundays. So he wasn't able to go to dinner, but they went, visited with their grandmother, and then they went to dinner. And so my husband and I started talking, and he said, well, if Paige isn't here, what do you want to do for dinner? I said, steak sounds really good. We'd already gotten fish out. Paige doesn't really like steak, But she loves going to this one steak restaurant because she likes their firecracker chicken wraps. And she just really loves going to Longhorn to get those firecracker chicken wraps. And they are spicy. And she doesn't like spice. So it's just really funny how much she loves these. She's always craving them, but yet it's the only kind of spice that she'll eat. And it is spicy because I've tried it. And it's good, but it's rather spicy. So we decided, well, we'll just drive in an area where we used to live and go to a steak restaurant that was called Texas Roadhouse. We really like their food and we really like their rolls. So we decided we'll just go ahead and do that. Well, we decided a little bit later, and I had never cleaned our oven at this house. We hadn't been here that long, and we spilled something a couple of weeks ago, and I've been meaning to clean it. And so I turned on the stove to clean, and I had no idea how long it was going to take because our other stove only took a couple of hours and it was done. Well, this stove took a lot longer than that, and it was still going when we were talking about doing something for dinner. And I said, well, we can't leave this stove. And my husband tried to turn it off, and it messed up the time. It removed the timer, so then we didn't know how long that it had, and we couldn't just leave it on. So he's like, now what do you want to do? And I said, if you want to go ahead and go, you go ahead and go, and you can bring me something to go, because I know he really wanted to get steak. And he decided he would go ahead and go, and then he would just bring both of ours home, and then we could heat it up if we needed to. Within 10 to 15 minutes after he left, it cut off. So I had called him and told him, I said, I don't know where you are, because he really wanted to eat there. And I said, but the oven just cut off. It's still really hot. And he said, well, I can come back. And then he told me where he was. And I'm like, oh, no, don't. You're too far. That doesn't make any sense. So he ended up just coming back with our food. And it was still hot whenever he came home. So we were happy with that. They did leave off my salad. And he didn't know that I'd gotten a salad. So he said he didn't think to ask them. And I told him I was going to order a salad. He ended up getting chili. But I was afraid their chili would be too spicy for me. And I said, well, I'll just get a salad instead. Well, they left off my salad, which was fine because it still came with a baked potato. And I was fine with that. Plus, we had some mushrooms on the side. And I was fine without getting the salad. He felt kind of bad. And I said, don't feel bad because I probably couldn't have eaten it anyway. I did good to eat what I had. So tonight we're having our fish. And he grills it out. So it's not like I'm really having to cook. But it sounded good whenever I had gotten the fish out until it didn't. I thought, well, Paige is going to a steak restaurant. Now I am in the mood for steak. And my husband said the same thing. It's like, now I want steak. So we did that last night. And we were alone all afternoon plus dinner. And because she left about 2 o'clock. And she didn't get home until about 6. And so we just almost didn't know what to do with ourselves with her not home. Because she's always, with us. Anytime we do something, we're never home by herself. And so that was a little different. But we made it. And the food was really good. And she said hers was really good too. So that was important. And that's really all that we did during the week. It's just, I'm not sure where all of our time is going, to be honest. It seems like it is Monday, and then we turn right around, and it's Sunday night. I still need to do some things around the house. I was gone pretty much all afternoon on Saturday with the girls, so I didn't get anything done in the house. So now I've got some housework that I need to do. Mondays are extremely busy for me at work, so I will have to try to get some things done. I really would like to get some stuff done during the week in the house, so on Saturday I can just diamond paint and then do some things around in my craft room. I still have some things I hadn't done from the move, but I want to get back to inventorying all my diamond paintings. That's something that I really, really need to do. And I was looking at doing Sunflower Rebellion that I've already unboxed. I wanted to start it in November because sunflowers in fall, and I love sunflowers, and I've been wanting to do that diamond painting. I don't know what I did with it. I know it's in the house. It's like, what could have possibly happened to it? I have gone through all my diamond paintings, or I thought I had. It must have gotten stuck in a wrong place or something, because I've gone through 2 or 3 times and I know it's here. But that just goes to show that I've got to get better organized. That it's not exactly where it's supposed to be. And just like with this kit, I'm not sure where the thumbnail of this one is. I think it's with my logbook, which was downstairs, and I decided I'm not going to run down there and get it. I was already set up to record, so I'll have to find that. I am getting caught up on my logbook. That's a good thing. It's like just the administrative stuff. I just am struggling to try to get things done since we've moved. And I still have 3 boxes that I need to go through. And it's like I am boxed out. And I haven't had to unbox since about May. But I have got to get these boxes done. We are going to be here forever. And I might as well just go ahead and get it done. I need to rearrange my craft room. I really like how I did some of it. But there's some areas of my craft room that I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. So I need to adjust that. And I need to figure out about Thanksgiving, how we're going to do that. I know we're going over to Madison's. I just have to figure out what time and what I need to bring, and make sure that she goes ahead and she orders the ham. She has a coupon for the ham, so she said they would get the ham at Honey Baked Ham, and I said that is fine, but we don't need a humongous ham. So I have that to do, and if I don't do that soon, we'll end up getting a huge one that we do not need. And then I need to start thinking about Christmas presents. But I love this time of the year. I just need to get a better handle on everything. And I think once the baby is here, it's going to be so much easier. I don't have to worry about, am I in the middle of something and that Madison can't find me? Or if in the middle of the night when her husband is at work, if she's going to have to call me. So that's just something in the back of my mind. And not to mention that I am moving my office at work, so I've got to get all that done. And even though my office was small, I still had a lot of stuff in there. I don't know how I ended up with so much stuff that I had packed in my office. And it was things that I needed, different accounting books and different things like that that I always reference back to. And this office is going to be even smaller, so it's going to be very quaint, which is fine. See, I've mentioned everybody and how everyone is doing well. The cat's doing great. She's almost torn up yet another scratching post. We go through them every 2 to 3 months. She loves them. But I'd rather go through a scratching post. And there's a certain one that she likes that I have to get from Amazon. I'd rather go through that than I would her scratching and tearing up our furniture. So it's something else I think I need to order. I have almost finished this section. That was rather easy. I have just a few left, which will be the arrow down. I'm going to find that one. I don't know where any of these colors are. There's only 48 colors in this diamond painting. Oh, and I didn't tell you, I am using the Craft Mates, these that have the interlockables. I really do like this set. I just don't use it that much because it doesn't hold a lot. But I think these are fun to use. Kind of breaks up me using my other ones. Yeah, I'm on purple, but this is so dark. It's just going to blend in. It's going to look black on all of this. As far as videos for the week, I have planned out some videos. I am going to have a small shop haul that I have been needing to do for a very long time. And I'm doing that on Thursday. I have everything out for the small shop haul. I just need to record it. And it's been so long on some of these, I don't even remember what I've ordered. I don't really order from small shops that often, or as often as I used to. But there's some things that I've been wanting. And now I can share it with you guys too. Here it is. I can share it with you guys too. So that will be good for Thursday. And then on Saturday, I am going to have my post review. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I always appreciate your support. If you've gotten this far, why don't you drop an emoji, something to do with fall or Halloween, pumpkin or anything like that. That would be great so we can see all those cute emojis underneath the comments. Also, leave me a comment and let me know what your plans are for November. Are you team Christmas or are you team fall? And I totally get it. Either way, I am like right there on the fence. I am not sure. Maybe I can combine fall and Christmas in November. I'm just not sure yet. So let me know. Give me some ideas. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care and happy diamond painting. Bye.